beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, we grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life.
Front page. Read between the headlines.
The morning drive.
Before the city wakes, Lagos already has a story.
Fasting and prayers will be the only thing that can save Fubara in this one.
Headlines, context, the truth behind the news.
There's a complete medical, regulatory, and legal failure in the medical profession.
From politics to the streets.
Politics is not fair. Life itself is not balanced.
Get the facts that shape your day.
Front page.
Front page.
Your early morning newspaper analysis.
Front page, live on Rhythm 93.7 Lagos.
Weekdays, Monday to Friday.
8:30 to 9 a.m.
Front page. Read between the headlines.
All right, good morning, Nigeria. This is the front page where the headline stops being headlines and becomes questions that demands answers. Today, we are following we're following the money, right? We're following the money because if you look at the papers, the money is printed everywhere. The politics and power. So it's more of money, politics, and power. 47 trillion naira has actually flowed through the Federation account since the removal of petrol subsidy. And how? And now the question is, where is the impact? A so-called phantom government agency is alleged to have actually courted the secretary to the government of the Federation and states governors. The 2027 battle is already heating up as Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi move towards campaign cancels, while the subsidy war between Atiku and Tinubu administration gets louder. And Nigeria's oil story carries another warning. Production from 5 mature fields has actually fallen 20.8% year on year. 4 stories, 1 country, and plenty of questions. My name is Michael City. This is the front page. Let's get to it real quick.
The morning drive.
Before the city wakes, Lagos already has a story.
Fasting and prayers will be the only thing that can save Fubara in this one.
Headlines, context, the truth behind the news.
There's a complete medical, regulatory, and legal failure in the medical profession.
From politics to the streets.
Politics is not fair. Life itself is not balanced.
Get the facts that shape your day.
Front page.
Front page.
Your early morning newspaper analysis.
Front page, live on Rhythm 93.7 Lagos.
Weekdays, Monday to Friday.
8:30 to 9 a.m.
Front page. Read between the headlines.
Like I said earlier, today we're following the money, the politics, and power. 47 trillion naira has actually flowed through the Federation account since the removal of petrol subsidy. And now the question is, where is the impact? And the so-called phantom government agency is alleged to have actually courted the secretary to the government of the Federation and state governors. The 2027 battle is already heating up as Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi moves towards campaign cancels, while subsidies war between Atiku and Tinubu administrations gets louder. And Nigeria's oil story carries another warning. Production from 5 mature fields has actually fallen 20.8% year on year. 4 stories, 1 country, and plenty of questions. Let's get started with the first headline, the biggest headline for the day right now. We'll take a look at. This one is from The Punch. It says, the phantom government agency. Now the phantom government agency. It used to be the fake government agencies. Now the phantom government agency. So a new controversy unfolding around the National Branch Development and the Made in Nigeria Special Projects Office, which has actually been described in reports as a potentially unauthorized or phantom government agency. So the Daily Trust reports that the organization allegedly presented itself as a government body and interacted with senior government officials and institutions. So the government comes after the recent exposure of another alleged fake government institution. The presidency has ordered the investigation into the latest case. The Associated Press reports that 3 senior officials were suspended and an arrest warrant was issued for George Buchi Nwabreze, the individual identified as heading the organization. Oh my goodness. I said it here like a month ago, like roughly a month or 2 months ago, when the PFIPC actually came to light, and I said there are more fake agencies, not just fake agencies, fake commissions and fake offices as well, that the government needs to look at. And now it's beginning to happen. This is bigger than one of the alleged fake offices, if you ask me. The real question is, how does an organization allegedly gets close enough, all right, to senior government officials to present itself as a legitimate government institution? Think about this real quick. How does an organization allegedly gets close enough to senior government officials to present itself as a legitimate government institution? This is some of the burning questions Nigerians are asking. If an agency is not properly created, gazetted funded or supervised, who checked its credentials? And if government officials interacted with it, what due diligence did they take? Did he fail? Nigeria already has a long-running problem of institutional duplication and bloated government structures, and to add this on top, it's something we're not ready to deal with right now. Let's take a look at the Guardian paper. The Guardian newspaper actually reports that the bloated agencies are estimated to cost Nigeria about 1 trillion naira in 2026, putting the controversy into a such wider conversation about the number, efficiency and oversight of government agencies right now. This is what the Guardian newspaper is actually reporting real quick. The danger is not only simply that somebody allegedly created a fake agency. Think about that. The bigger danger is that citizens may begin asking, if a fake agency can get this far, what else is happening inside the system that nobody's checking? Yes. Think about that real quick. If a fake agency can get this far, to the extent of setting up offices, getting to the budgetary allocation, what else are we not checking? Who should take responsibility when a supposed government agency can allegedly operate long enough to gain access to senior officials? Who takes responsibility? This is some of the questions we're asking right now. Be part of the conversation and let's have a great time here. Don't forget, I'm looking out for my 9th caller for the day, or my most frequent caller to get a whooping 5,000 naira. The number to call is 091 1000 2937, 091 1000 2937, or 091 17 77 1937. You can send me on WhatsApp. Send me a message on WhatsApp. 0812 806 2337, 0812 806 2337. Better still, hit us up on X at 937. I'm going to be tweeting something real quick, and the question is pretty simple. Who should take responsibility when a supposed government agency can allegedly operate long enough to gain access to senior officials? Hit us up on X at 937 Rhythm FM, at 937 Rhythm FM. So we quickly move into the second headline for the day right now. The 47 trillion FAAC question is up on the chopping board right now. If you check the Punch newspaper, the government faces questions as payout hits 47 trillion naira. This is arguably today's biggest accountability story here on the front page. And I'm glad that yours truly The sugar of Lagos is bringing this to the chopping board right now. Let's chop it all up real quick. According to the Punch newspaper, 3 tiers of governments shared about 47.25 trillion from the Federation account in 2023 and 2025, representing roughly half of the amount shared over a longer 2017 to 2025 period. In case you didn't get that, let me repeat that again. All right, 47.25 trillion naira from the Federation accounts between 2023 and 2025, representing roughly half of the amount shared over the long 2017 to 2025. Right now, you can check it, right? So from 2023 to 2025 is roughly 2 years. 2017 to 2025, we are talking a whooping 7 years. How? FAC distribution rose dramatically in 2017 from 5.6 trillion naira. In 2022, it rose to 9.18 trillion naira. And in 2023, it rose to 10.09 trillion naira. And in 2024, 15.26 trillion naira. And in 2025, you are now having 21.9 trillion naira. According to the Punch, the increase followed the removal of petrol subsidy, foreign exchange reforms, and stronger revenue mobilization. Now, let me break this down real quick if you don't really understand what's going on. Now, there's a political tension around. So the federal government says the reform created additional physical space. Governors can point to roads, salaries, pension, healthcare, and infrastructure. So my friend, we're talking over the weekend, and he's based in the UK now. He says some of the things we celebrate here in Nigeria, like good road, good water, they are no development. It's not something we should jubilate about. That's not it. That's not holistic at all. But here's what critics are actually asking right now. If government revenues has increased so dramatically, why does everyday life still feel so difficult? Why can't I have full tank of fuel in my car? Why? Or half tank, at least I'm asking for a half tank of fuel in my car. Why can't I still eat like a king the way I used to eat before 2023? Why? Why do I check, the list when I go to shopping mall? When I get to check the list if they're cheating me? Why is the list so high? Because I only spent roughly 5 minutes in there. Why am I paying close to 70,000 naira for groceries? So that's the question a lot of people are actually asking right now. This is where conversation should actually move beyond, how much money did government receive to what the Nigerians get out of it right now. So states receiving billions more should be able to demonstrate measurable improvements, but we're not getting it right now. Not just flyovers. Most states want to boast of flyovers. Say, hey, we have these beautiful government buildings everywhere. Oh, we're having a ceremony today, government ceremonies. Where are the functioning hospitals? Where are the schools? The roads, security, where's the good running water? Like I say, right, I was having a conversation with my estate's manager over the weekend, and we talked about how I literally have to provide everything for myself, right? So for some reason, some of you have been following me for a while now, I've been posting stuff about how bad the road leading to my estate is under construction right now. And guess what? A lot of some of us had to put money together to fix that road. Do you get what I mean? So my estate has got a borehole. Like every building has got its own borehole, so automatically I'm paying for that as well. I'm paying for my own water. Do you get it? I'm paying for the road, I'm paying for the water, I'm paying for I've gone out of NEPA, PHC, and whatever you guys call it now. I now provide my own light, my 247 light using solar. That cost me an arm and a leg. Do you know what it is in this time and age to cough out 2.7 million naira to power my house? I mean, I starved for this. So where did the subsidy go to? That's a question people are asking. Where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the security? In fact, I didn't even mention. We used to have the regular security guards at my gate. Later, we opted for police officers to come around. Now, police officers come at a certain time, stand at the gate. And now we don't have soldiers. We don't pay for soldiers to actually come around. So I pay for my own security as well. Oh, my goodness. And when some of my folks come around, my friends, they be like, oh, yeah, big man. I'm not a big man. I'm just a suffering guy who's trying to protect himself. Did you get it? It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Where is the publicly accessible accounting of this money? Recently, I learned federal government is actually trying to put out a website where you can track the money of how governors and your senators, your wards are actually spending some of this money. But do you think that will ever come to light? Do you think so? So Punch again reports that the analysts and civil society groups argue that increased revenues have not always translated into corresponding improvement in living condition. Yeah, the money increased. The question is whether the quality of life increased with it as well. So in my own dictionary, right? So when money increases, so whenever I check my bank account, I see that it's going above 10 million naira. So what comes to mind is my quality of life tends to increase. But a situation where the federal government tells you we have so amount of money in our reserves, it has risen from 5.8 trillion naira from 2017 to about 21.8 trillion naira in 2025, and the quality of life has not increased. That brings the bigger question. So Lagos, hit us up on X right now. So I'm asking, should every state government be required to publish a yearly federal allocation? That's the FAAC accountability reports showing exactly how its allocation was spent. I asked the same question last week. I'm still yet to get an answer on the federal government. If they are listening, do you think we should go about that right now? Should every state government be required to publish a yearly FAAC accountability report showing exactly how much its allocation was spent? I pray this website actually works out and we're able to track the money when the money comes in. But then again, I have looked at the way Nigeria works. We have a bureaucratic, systematic problem that never allows things to work the way it's supposed to. It never just works when it comes to that. I mean, there's always one thing stopping it, one office stopping it, because the worst of us are governing the best of us. Check-in time is 8:49. Send us a WhatsApp message. It's 0812-806-2337. 0812-806-2337. And the third headline for the day, you have Atiku versus Tinubu, the fuel subsidy war. And I keep saying it, I'm indifferent about this fuel subsidy of a thing, right? If fuel subsidy should come back, my question is, would I be able to buy fuel for as low as, I'm not asking for too much, 200 naira? That's what I'm asking, 200 naira. Anything above 200 naira, it's a waste of time. I bet if you guys remember sometime in 2011, 2012, during the Goodluck Jonathan's era, when subsidy was said to be removed and fuel rose from 86 naira to 120 naira, if I can remember now. And Nigerians came out and protested and said, hey, look, but I think by then, the fuel subsidy was actually removed. But then again, every now and then we still remove fuel subsidy. So, return of subsidy, economic policy, or 2027 politics right now. That's why I'm going to tag this. Economic policy or 2027 politics. So the political temperature around petrol subsidy has actually risen sharply. All right, former Vice President and ADC presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar is insisting that a targeted petrol subsidy can be restored if he wins the 2027 presidential election, in which Wike has come out to also say that right now Atiku can say anything to win the presidency. But let's look at the bigger picture real quick. The Tinubu administration says returning to the old subsidy regime will reverse the economic gains and create fiscal distortion associated with previous system. So I remember in 2023, I was on the morning show of my former radio station, and I tried to explain what fuel subsidy is to a lot of people. And I put out, the phone line was up, and I'm like, who can tell me what the removal of fuel subsidy is all about? I'm not going to joke. I'm going to tell you for a fact, 95% of Lagosians don't even understand what the removal of fuel subsidy was going to do, or is the damage it's actually doing right now, or the repair it's actually making right now. Facts. I'm not lying. Till date, people don't even know what fuel subsidy is all about. But let me just break it down for you guys, how the fuel subsidy affected a whole lot of people. So I can say this for a fact because during my intern days out, by the way, I wasn't supposed to be a radio guy. I was supposed to be an oil guy. According to, if I had gone the will of my father, I would probably be working in some oil company. So I did my IT at NNPC back then. This is sometime in 2007. Yeah, 2007. I remember I was working in the PPPRA. That's the Petroleum Pricing and Product Regulatory Agency. Yeah, that's what they call it then. That later became I can't remember now what later became, but I remember I was directly under Komolafe. That was my boss. And there's a whole lot of things actually when it got to the whole subsidy thing. So subsidy was more like, I remember me feeling then there were no really computers where you could actually compute names. I remember when it comes to subsidy forms that people were bringing in, their requests and bringing in forms to say, look, this person supplied so amount of oil and he's supposed to be claiming less than like $1.2 million or maybe 800 million naira. It should sign. So all I needed to do was just to get those files, make sure they're all together, get the right name, register them, then take it to my boss and they get a sign, and these guys get their monies, right? But then again, I decided to do a little bit of digging, and I realized that some of the names, right, that were popping up in some of those files were names of companies that probably never existed. All right, you can see a man who had a name, all right, of his company. Maybe his name of his company is actually maybe Saleh Petroleum. That he's going to open another sub company for his child. All right, do you get it? His child is also going to have his own company. And at the end of the whole day, because there was no due diligence to actually check where all this were going to, this monies were disbursed to this guy. So you see a man claiming he brought in like 1,000 liters of fuel to the country. Meanwhile, it was probably just 100 liters. Yeah, I don't know if you just get the picture I'm painting, right? But then again, look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture was a few people were making the money off fuel subsidy, but the general masses was also enjoying it. Yeah. Now, this few people was more like a cartel. Just more like a cartel of people just enjoying it. And you couldn't come in, you can't come in. If you remember one of the interviews Dangote granted one time, he said the cartel, the oil cartel is more stronger than the drug cartel. So these few politicians who were out there who felt like, look, man, these oil cartel guys are making more money than us. Let's try and just, how sometimes you can get into the room, you want to just bring the room down, you want to spoil everything. So these guys are, let's spoil it, we can't get it. Let everybody. So now they're spoiled it. Nigerians are suffering, the masses are suffering it, all right? But here's one thing that is really happening right now. That happens that a few government politicians are basically the ones enjoying it. At the end of the whole day, the game is ruined. Nigerians are suffering. But I think we say, look, there could be a better way. And I keep telling people that no matter how, right? No matter, even if it was Peter Obi that entered and he says he was going to remove that fuel subsidy. Everybody telling me, no, he wouldn't have removed it like that. There would have been ways to say, no, there's no better way. He said that you keep the fuel subsidy, subsidized fuel to as low as 200 naira per litre for Nigerians to actually buy and smile while you deal with the cartel. Rather than trying to punish the cartel, they punish the entire country. But anyway, Atiku says, hey, look, man, this is what I intend to do if I become president. And we yet to see Nigerians understand that. So a lot of Nigerians don't even know what this means to them. And they're already criticizing. They say, hey, look, so let me know. Would you be, going towards that part of conversation, that line of conversation that says, hey, look, man, bring back subsidy. If they are to bring back subsidy and you can get fuel for as low as 200 naira per litre, I don't even want to hear anybody say if you can get fuel for 500. I don't even want that, because I've tasted fuel for when fuel was being sold for 200 naira per litre, 100 naira per litre, 80 something naira per litre, and I'm telling you for the fact that if the subsidy is going to be back, if it's not going to be 200 naira per litre, there's no use. Because before the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, right, we're getting fuel for 700, 800. So that means it can still go down. It can still go down. So Lagos, so let me hear your thoughts on X at 937 Rhythm FM, at 937 Rhythm FM. And let's make it a date real quick. So that's it on the front page. And when you strip away politics, today's newspaper is asking one fundamental question: what happened to the money? Meanwhile, oil production remains under pressure, and another alleged fake government agency has exposed a lot of questions right now. And that's it on the front page this morning. There's a whole lot I could have unraveled, but man, there's no time. It's 8:58. Let's go pay some bills, and when I get back, we get back to normal radio programming. My name is Sugar, government name Michael City. I see you guys soon. I'll be right back.
We're proteges.
More feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere. From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound,